Hello, crew. How is everyone? We're going to talk about Facebook stories today. So the main intention of this video is for those of you who are a little bit unaware to give you some insight to the potential of Facebook stories and whether you're missing that potential, but also to give you some tips around strategy for stories, some tips to give you some ideas of how to use stories maybe a little bit more effectively than you are using them now. Some people are still not using stories. And I just want to be really, really clear for those of you that are sort of brand new to the online world or brand new to sort of building online. I'm not talking about writing a story. I'm talking about the Facebook stories feature. So it's interesting when you're in this world all the time and you think everybody knows what Facebook stories is, but some people interpret that as, do you mean writing a story on Facebook? So that we don't. So I'll give you just a little visual for those of you that are brand new and you don't really know what I'm talking about. When you go to your Facebook, if I can coordinate my phone, your stories are these things here. They sit up here and we scroll this way instead of scrolling this way. So why you want to be using this feature is because the future of our news feed is going to be looking like that, not like that. So this is the world that we are moving in. You would have noticed over, I don't know, 6 months or so, I would think that the tiles, that's called a tile, have got bigger. They used to be really small up the top and they got bigger. Now I can see both my personal profile and my business page sitting there. So I can post right from my blue Facebook app rather than the business pages app. I can choose which one. Do you all have that now, actually? Can you guys let me know whether if you've got a business page, do you all see this now? Because like anything, Facebook rolls out features to different people at different times. And there are a lot of variables that could depend on your phone, your software, if you've updated, the app, if you've updated your phone software, like there are different things. There's different rules in different countries. Some of you might have music in stories. Some of you still don't have the feature of music on stories. So let me know, do you see that? I'm also intrigued as to who has music. So if you can just let me know the country and music yes or music no. I'd love to know. I think there's still people without the music feature. So let me know that. So these are what we're talking about with Facebook stories. And just to be really clear and, going back to basics, they only last 24 hours. Okay, your goal is to be sitting here. So when somebody's looking at their newsfeed, you're not way down here. You're sitting way up here. So when someone goes to their newsfeed, they see you. This is our objective with Facebook stories, okay? We want that. I mean, mine's me because I just did these, okay? So your goal would be to be in my Facebook stories right there. Now, the only way you can do that is to post a story. So I dare you, I challenge you. Some of you might be on your phone, but if you're on your computer or I don't know, see if you can do it while you're watching me live. Take a story watching, you can't do that. Or you could take a screenshot. I don't know. I'm confusing you. What I'm trying to say is take a story while you're watching me live. Any of you that are on a computer, you could take a selfie of you watching me live and see if we can see if one of you can pop up in my stories by the end of this live. Who's game to try that? So do it and then come back to my live maybe. You can watch the replay. Okay, so that's your goal. You want to be in people's newsfeed right here. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few tips. And now I am going to go through this in more detail the week after next, I think it is. I'm doing an organic growth bootcamp. So those of you that really want to dive deeper into organic growth, even if you're doing Facebook advertising, you should be concentrating organic growth. You don't want a business page that is sitting there, or even on your personal profile, if you're not talking to new people. In this industry, if you want to build your business online, the whole, one of the, I just can't spit out the right words. One of your priorities is to always be building your audience. Always be building your audience, okay? So that's all organic growth. Even if you're doing Facebook advertising, you want to maximize your organic growth from, your business page. So if you want to know more about organic growth, and I'm going to dive deeper into particular strategies with Facebook stories as well in that bootcamp, then you need to be a member of our coaching community. The link is up above, just the general link to get into the coaching community. But certainly join us. It's a very small investment, for the training that I provide. So before I get into the content, let's say a quick hello. See who's here. We have Crystal. Hello, Crystal, life member of our coaching community. Patricia is a life member of our coaching community. We've got Edith, life member of our coaching community. Christina, how are you? Great to see you on. We've got, I'm doing well. Thank you, Helen. How are you and the family? We're great. Boys have had a good week at school. They went back to school today. Hey, Malin, how are you? Good to see you on. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hi, Eileen. We got Steph in the house. We've got Tanya here as well. We've got, help me out here. Can you comment again and highlight how I say your name? That would be awesome to be able to say hello to you. I'm just not, is it Nolis? I'm not quite sure. Let me know. Hi, Five Mike. How are you? Hello, Beth. We got Susan, who's one of our VIP mentorship students. We got Jenna, Heather, who's one of our VIP mentorship students as well. We got Olive, life member. Cool. I'm on your business page with the sound on, and I see captions. So the captions are on again. And you're on my business page. Thank you. If anyone is watching from my group, can you say group captions on or group no captions? I'm trying to narrow down this captions things, but Olive is on my business page. So I'm live streaming in two different places, guys. On my business page where everything's public and I can see you all. And some of you are watching from my free group, Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners. Anybody's welcome to join that group. And it seems like yesterday, Facebook turned on the automatic captions. And so you're seeing, the only thing that worries me with that, so if you can give me some feedback, guys, is when I show a comment, can you read the comment? Like, which comes first? Is the captions over the comment or is the comment over the captions? I guess, Helen, if you had half a brain, you'd pull up your own live and check it out. And I could see for myself. If you had half a brain, you'd pull up your own live. I can't see captions. There's no captions on my live. Maybe because it's me, my page. I'm not sure. But let me know. When I show a comment like that, are the captions showing over it? Can you read neither? We shall see. Let me know. No, I don't have that. Yes, I see it. What did I ask you? Oh, the two frames. So Edith doesn't have it yet. Beth can see it. No, I do not. Nope. Okay. We don't have that yet. Maybe I don't use it enough. That is a really good indication of whether you're going to get features or not from stories, guys, if you're using them. So those that use them more regularly, you're always going to get the updates before people that very rarely use the features. So if you want all the latest and greatest, you do need to use the features. So you're sort of at the top of the list when new things come up. So Heather, you've got music. Okay, cool. So you're in Canada. I don't have that, and I have 2 pages. Okay, so Steph doesn't. Hey, Tina, how are you? Don't see your stories that way, and you're in Canada. You don't see that. Eileen, thank you. Where are you, Eileen? What country? Hey, Audith, how are you? Beth, you're in Canada, and you have music. The feature I really want, I don't have, is hyperlinks. Yeah, they are amazing on business pages. So Steph has music. You're in the US, Steph. Crystal's in the US, Canada, and yes, you have music. I do have music though. Okay, my stories don't look like that though. Okay, so not everybody's got that feature. You have music now. I have the double layered stories for business page, but the business page is not mine. What? Is that mine? Because you're an admin for me, Olive? That's weird. I love doing stories. I just forget every once in a while. Oh, me too. We all have lives. Okay, where was I? I want to get to the feedback. Hello, you keep freezing, but I'm going to see if I can make it through. Is that just for Charlene or is that for all of you? Am I freezing for all of you or is it just for Charlene? I sent one. Good on you, Heather. Hi, Laurie. How are you? Hi, Judy and Bob. Listening with Ray Don't. Oh, hey, Ray. How are you as well? Yes, we are social distancing. Good to see. Charlene Life member. Business page, no captions. But Olive saw captions. I can't work out why some of you can see it and some of you don't. I invited someone to your social media group, but just wanted you to know. Okay, no worries. If they're not approved, I'll have a look and we'll get that person in. No worries. Thank you. Okay. I hope the picture I just took of me and your live hit stories. Okay. So let's see who I can see right now. Were there any of you pop up? So I just want to refresh my screen. I'll go somewhere else. It still might show mine first. So let's see who hit my stories. No, it's still me. So we'll check that again later. Captions on only my PC, not my phone. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Some of you got it. Some of you got it. Don't see captions in the group. Captions over comments. That's no good. Captions over comments. The captions are semi-transparent over the comments. So okay, as long as you can still see them. That's my main concern because that's a bit confusing to look at, isn't it? Captions are over the comments. Difference between the computer and the phone, which is what, is it? Edith just said that as well. Social media group on my phone, no captions. I use it heaps and not doubled up. I'm not getting captions today, probably because I turned off the settings. Okay. Business page on my phone, no caption. Okay. Who knows what's going on? We'll sort it out sooner or later. So Crystal, your friend was approved today in the social media. Thank you, Olive. Okay, so let's get on to the content, guys. You're here for that purpose, not to work out what Facebook's doing with captions on. Yeah, I still haven't worked out the exactly what's going on there, but interesting that they've just sort of activated it. So let's talk about stories. So for those of you that are Instagram users with stories, they had stories first, and it is for all what's going on with my words today? I think, but I can't execute. Maybe the end of the week type thing. But what I'm trying to say is Instagram stories is a lot bigger than Facebook stories, but Facebook stories is catching up. Obviously, you've got the ability to share between the two, which you can do. You just don't want to necessarily do that 100% of the time because, let me take a step back with that one. If you've got a completely different audience on Instagram than you do on Facebook and you're using both, then that will work quite well. If you've got a lot of the similar audience that are on Facegram, there's a new one for the dictionary. Facegram. I just created a new social media platform. It's called Facegram. So if you have different audiences on Instagram than you do on Facebook, then sharing the content might work quite well for you. So only you can sort of answer that question. But the strategies regarding using stories are the same across both, guys. So there'll be slightly different features in both, but both are awesome. Okay. You want to be utilizing and embracing stories as many times of the day that you can. And there are so many reasons for that. So in this live, I'm just going to go through a few of them and give you a few tips as to how you might use them more strategically. But Facebook stories is so easy to use. People get a bit caught up with it mentally in thinking, I don't have an exciting life. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I'm not successful. My life is boring. I don't do anything much fun. Some people are resistant in using stories because they don't think they have enough to share. So let's put that into perspective. People love, embrace, eat up, absorb behind the scenes content. So a lot of people will use stories to highlight things that are going good in their business. somebody else join my business, or things that are happening, which I'm not saying is bad, but you want to weave that in. You want to celebrate your successes and share that with people in a curiosity way. That people love knowing. It's weird. People love knowing what people do behind the scenes, what's going on in their world. It's one of the reasons why people are glued to reality TV. It's the more genuine and authentic and sharing stories. I'm not sure if I shared this here or in one of my groups. I'll quickly recap something I said last week. I just don't know where I said it. So I'll say it quickly here. Stories, and if I have said it here and you've listened, then I apologize for repeating myself, but I'm sure there's some of you here that haven't heard this. Think of stories like a journey. It's literally you're telling a story of your life. So a couple of examples that I gave recently is, let's think of something like, one example I gave is fireworks. So you're at an event, it might be 4th of July in America, and it's amazing, and there's all these fireworks going off, and to you, in the moment, everything looks exciting. And that firework, oh, that was amazing. Oh, that's better. Oh, look at the colors in that. And you're going snap, 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 and sharing it on your stories. Now, about 3 stories in, everyone's over that, because fireworks never, ever translate well in photographs. The distance, it just doesn't happen. And everyone starts to look the same. Whereas if, let's say, take like 4th of July, you want to be sharing the stories of going to 4th of July. If there is going to be any kind of public event for 4th of July this year, who knows? But aside from that, in normal world, you might go somewhere to celebrate the 4th of July. So you're leaving home, story, about to go and, watch the fireworks, whatever. You get in the car, you're traveling in the car, and it's like, so excited. We've got our bubblies and our nibbles and our dip and our cheese and our camembert and margaritas or gin or whatever it is, and you're on your way. Then you get there, oh, look at our awesome spot and the view, look at where we are, the weather's amazing, whatever. Then there might be a fireworks. You might take a couple of fireworks, like, LOL, I know this isn't going to translate well, on camera, but just had to share. And then you might leave it then. And then, when it's all over, you can take a selfie. That was amazing. If you haven't experienced 4th of July in the US, you've got to, and whatever. So it's the journey. It's the story. It's not the other example I gave is when, you're at a concert and you record every song. Like people that don't follow that person, like they're over it. So they're tapping forward. You don't want people to tap forward your stories. So if you actually literally take the term stories and tell a story regarding what you're doing in your day, it might be the most boring day. But what my story I just put up just before I went live, I'm detoxing this week and I'm just starting. This is only day 2. So let's see if we get to 7 days. But no coffee. And I always have a coffee first thing in the morning. I love my coffee. Not eating much, and for me, just, something about me personally, if I don't eat, I get bad headaches. It's just, if I get over hungry, it just triggers a headache. It's just my body. It's the way it is. And I'm getting a slight headache already. So I just shared something in my stories about no coffee, and I was pointing at the coffee machine. That is not exciting. It's just something that's going on in my world that I'm sharing with people. I'm detoxing this week and I'm not allowed to have coffee. And I had I've got a little GIF on that, like an image with coffee, going like this. So I've made it more interesting by putting an image, on it. So I'm just sharing something that I'm doing today. That is not exciting. So do you get the gist about stories are about sharing a bit of a journey? It's not about sharing the same thing. Oh, this might be a good way to share stories because I'm out and about and I'm doing something, but it's the same thing all the time. The last thing you want people to do in your stories is to tap forward, because it's a separate algorithm to the news feed. It's an awesome algorithm that you want to use to your advantage to get your face in front of people and start building that, know, like, and trust factor. But you want to make them intriguing enough that people don't tap forward. So, similar things over and over again, people will be tapping forward. Okay, that's not what you want. So you don't overthink it. Just get the job done. But also, pick up on some of the tips to make them more interesting so people aren't tapping forward. Okay, so a lot of people ask, what should I share? It doesn't matter. Just do it. Just share. It takes, and I can't say that I'm in the habit yet, because my days can go and I can be on like a call with a student, then I'll go live, and then I'll do a training somewhere, and then I'll do more, and it's not on my radar. Whereas, in the few seconds that I've got between different calls and trainings and stuff like that, I could be going next one, or having an amazing call with this rock star. I could just be sharing all of that. Sometimes I do a good job of that, and sometimes it's just not on my radar and I don't do it. But the more we do it, it becomes a new habit. Now, if you want to be visible on social media, and you want to do it in a way where it's not spammy, and you want to get your face in front of people and, get people looking at you instead of looking at someone else, Facebook stories is the most amazing way to do that. So it's just sharing what's going on in your world, but don't overthink it. Just do it. Like, I might have a photo of Harley sleeping. Oh, doesn't Harley look cute? Put it in my stories. Like, just share what's going on for you, and it doesn't have to be exciting. Okay, so behind the scenes is actually really cool content to share, because people are intrigued. It's weird. People are intrigued with what people do generally day to day. Those people that use stories only to share the wins, it actually gets a little bit boring to watch. So we want to weave in the successes and the excitement of things, and, the training that you're watching, like doing a selfie, watching this training, like I'm doing a story, watching training on stories, haha. Like, that's not exciting, but it's something you could very easily do. And people are watching what we do. They may not interact and comment initially, but everybody's watching. You know that, guys. So, there's more opportunity for people to get curious about what you're up to if you're posting more in stories. But we want to weave in the excitement, the intrigue, maybe the curiosity about your business, maybe curiosity about a product that you're using, but you weave that in behind the scenes. So we don't want all behind the scenes. We don't want all product placement, all look at me, look at me. The strategy is weave it in. So do enough stories in a day where you're weaving in the behind the scenes with whatever strategically you want to get across to people as well. You following along with me? Okay. What else have I got for you? So the beautiful thing about stories, there's many beautiful things about stories, but you can see who's liked them. When somebody reacts in a certain way, it goes straight to your messenger. I've talked about that a lot before. Facebook loves massive signal. So when I say signal, it's a trigger for the algorithm. They call them signals for getting people off Facebook into your messenger, because that means you're having private conversations. And there's nothing that excites the Facebook algorithm more than having private conversations. So the more you do stories and intrigue people to react or answer a question or a poll or things like that, if it gets into your messenger and you're having a conversation, Facebook's starting to love you. So if you're not using the Facebook stories feature, you're not getting people into your messenger, and you're not giving the algorithm the best opportunity to maximize for you and your pages, wherever you are, if you're not using Facebook stories. So it's one of the most simple strategies that you can use on social media that doesn't require a lot of thought or strategy. It doesn't require a funnel. It just requires you to push a few buttons and share. Okay. So a few more tips for you. Put text on everything. So you've got a static picture of yourself. So like the one of the coffee machine that I just explained to you. I mean, if you looked in my stories, that's on my personal profile, you'll see it. And so I've got on there that I'm detoxing, this week, and no coffee, and I've got a sad face in it. So I've got text. It's not just a photograph. You should strive to mix up between pictures and videos. Videos are really good. For those of you that are unaware, you just go to the story. So what you'll see here, I'm just going to take a picture of myself. Oh, no, hang on, that's not going to work. So what I want to share with you is, so down there, okay, let's just focus down there, is the circle down the bottom. If you just tap it, it takes a photo. If you push your finger on it, it lasts for 20 seconds. So you can do a 20-second video. So keep your finger on the circle and you'll see it go around and it's doing a video. But here's a tip with stories. Not a lot of people turn the sound on for the videos, the short videos. So I would still recommend that you put text on your video. So before you post it, you've taken your video, put some text on the video. So for those that don't turn on the sound, they kind of get an idea of what your angle is for your video. Okay, so there's a tip is still put text on your little short sort of videos, because a lot of people don't turn on the sound. You just want to be careful, though, not too much text. I see a lot of stories that are way, way, way too busy. So you want a little bit of text and maybe a moving GIF or something like that. So there's enough to draw the eye to keep them watching. So like a still picture with nothing else written on it is quite long in stories. So somebody just like the quotes, maybe you've got a picture of a quote and it's got, I don't know, 10 words on it. They read it, they're done. They're tapping forward. So maybe even if it's something like a quote, put a GIF on it, put a sticker on it or something that's moving and animated to keep them there a little bit longer so they're not tapping forward. So if you've got a couple of things on it, it's going to draw people's attention a bit longer. That's why video, the 20-second video with a bit of movement is really good rather than just a still. But have some words on it so it's drawing people's attention to it and it's keeping them drawn to your story. And there may be something interesting on it that they want to see it again. The best thing you can do for stories is to strive for somebody to want to see it again. So I don't know if you guys know this, but in Facebook stories, when you're looking at a story, if you tap to the left of your screen, it goes back one. If you tap on the right of your screen, you're tapping to the next one. So just try that when you're looking through somebody's stories, tap either side of your screen. Now, not a lot of people know that, but what we want to encourage people to do is we want them to go back and watch your story again, because that's all being tracked by the algorithm. If you've got people watching your stories more than once, you're a hero as far as the algorithm goes, because people are watching your content again. And that's all, those taps are all being triggered. They're all signals. Okay, so that's what you want to aim for. Enough content to get somebody curious that they might go and want to watch it again. Something funny that would definitely get somebody to want to watch it again. But what we're trying to stay away from is that it's just static, no words, just really simple, that people have read it in like 5 seconds flat and they're tapping forward. So just put a little thought to that. With all of these tips I'm giving you, it's just more strategy to do a better job. But honestly, just put stuff out there. Just get the job done. Try not to overthink it. We just want you to do it. But if you've been doing it for a while, take some of these tips that I'm giving you to try to do a better job at it. Nothing's wrong. It's just you get better and better at your skills on social media. Does that make sense, guys? What else did I want to share with you? Yep, just said that. Obviously, don't be spammy. Don't, just don't. Don't put up your product and go special for the month of May, like $20 and stuff like that. It's spammy. It's just selling. It just gives the impression, what's she selling now? So you use it to create curiosity, but still no spam. No spam allowed. Okay, and play with it. Just play around. The best thing you can do is play around with all the features, the stickers, the GIFs, the music, if on a business page, you've got the link something to your page, play around. Like guys in the coaching community, we will go deeper. I've already got training on Facebook stories already in the coaching community, but I just want to share some more up-to-date strategies with you in the next bootcamp. So if you want to join us, get into the coaching community. It's a very small investment in the future of your business. Guarantee it. Okay, what else? So I'm using things like questions and polls. I've mentioned this a few times here. That is a brilliant way to get people to answer. And don't have yes, no type answers. Have answers like yes and for sure, or yes and absolutely. So there's no opportunity for somebody to say no. They're saying yes or absolutely, something like that. So this is really cool at the end of a few stories. So let's take that 4th of July example I gave you. We've shared a story along the way, from leaving home to watching the fireworks. We've been leaving home, we're in the car, watching the fireworks, we're doing our thing. then at the end, your last post regarding that particular event might be, where did you spend 4th of July this year? So that's your question. And there's the box for the answer. So you shared your story and then you ask a question at the end of that sort of sequence. So you're taking people on a journey, or it could be a poll. You know, do you celebrate 4th of July? Like, so people out at, it's just a US thing, isn't it, guys? You know, do you celebrate 4th of July? Yes. Or I guess it could be a no type answer. Like, you have to work out what you're asking to see what the right sort of responses need to be. But that's a really cool way to get people to engage, because they've followed your story. Now they're in your messenger. Not threatening, but it gets somebody in your messenger. You're following along? And then you can go, thank you. Thanks for your response. Like, be a human before you're a marketer. Facebook Stories allows you to do that. And then you can start a conversation. So it's not that hard. It's just a matter of thinking about how you can maximize the different features and tools that stories give us. Okay, I need to stop talking. Hang on. What else have I got for you? Yeah, just I guess something to remember. You've heard the term over and over again, content is king. So yes, content is king, but engagement is queen. Okay, remember that. Content is king, but engagement is the queen. Okay, we want to drive for engagement. Social media is not one-way communication. If you want to build your business online, you need two-way communication. You want that to be in Messenger. You want to utilize Messenger. Facebook will give you advantages for getting people in Messenger. So engagement is always what you're striving for. It's not just about showing. It's not about show and tell. Look at me. Look at my day. Look at, you know, and I know for some of you that doesn't come natural. It actually doesn't come natural for me to share my life on social media. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Sometimes I have to remind myself, like, you can scroll through my business page and there'll be days and days of nothing personal. And I have to remind myself, oh, shit, whoops, you know what I mean? I need to share something. Like, it'll be like a positive quote in a live, because I go live so often. I feel like I'm sharing a lot of me and my lives, but if people don't like watching live videos, they're not getting much from me on my business page if they're not listening to my live videos. Does that make sense, guys? So it's, yeah, it's a combination of, you know, providing good, interesting stuff, but driving for engagement. Okay. So your objective is definitely to get people into conversations. Now, I don't know what this is all about, guys, but I heard yesterday that those that use Instagram stories, there is a huge advantage coming to those people in the coming months. Now, I don't know what that means, but there's some people excited out there. There's some gurus excited out there. And they've said if people are using Instagram stories, they're going to get a huge advantage in the coming months. Can't tell you any more than that. Then that's what I've heard from a guru. Okay, so up your game in Instagram stories. If you're not using them, then you know, maybe you could start using them and just share them across Facebook if you've got a different audience. Okay, so we want to be real, we want to be funny, we want to be entertaining. Don't overthink it. Just provide a mixture of value, behind the scenes, questions, sharing a journey, sharing a day, sharing an experience. Admittingly, a lot of us are not having as many experiences as we normally would do because we're not out and about like we used to be. But hopefully that will get back to normal. But just don't overthink that. You can be in your home, not leaving your home, and still have interesting things to share on stories. Okay? Now I've got other things, but I will just keep that for my coaching community. Okay, because I've talked long enough. So was that helpful? Yes, no, maybe? Let me know. Valuable, thought-provoking. Does it give you some ideas about, you know, what to, you know, maybe what to share or how to up your game in any way? I'll just look at a few comments. Makes sense. We don't think our lives are interesting, but if somebody else puts up the same things, we love it. Yeah. So very good point, Laurie. And what I would encourage you to do is when you see other people's stories, what are they posting? I bet it's about their dinner or something they're thinking or an animal, or I bet it's not exciting. So start absorbing other people's content and see what they're doing and work out how simple it is to share something that's not very exciting, but it intrigues you. So something that intrigues you from somebody else's Facebook story would be a really good idea for you to store, okay? Oh, Sandy's had an aha moment. Okay, that's good. People loved my mosquito bites. There you go, mosquito bites. Not exciting, but people loved it. People love the weirdest things, guys. The best thing for you to do is experiment with it. I quickly sent a story and put text and forgot to move it. Or move the text. It's on your face. Thank you very much, Beth. Had to redo it. That's all good. That's all good. Not a problem. I try to use music with my still photographs just to be different. Yeah, music will help, but they're still looking at the same thing. So just add in, a bit of text or a GIF or something like that. But that is a good idea, Crystal. Music is good. There is a GIF that says sound on or turn it up. Yep, you could use those as well. That's a very good point, Laurie. Thank you for your contribution there. Jenna, are you not wanting them to tap forward to perhaps another one of your stories? No, Jenna, you are not. That's tapping forward is sending a signal to Facebook. I don't want to see this. That's what tapping forward on stories is doing. You want them to naturally go to your next story, not progress to the next story. Okay? Like your kangaroo. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Just stuff that, well, I don't normally have kangaroos in my front yard, but yeah, thanks for your input here. I've talked way too long anyway, and I've just seen a truck turn up. My son's ordered some AirPods and the truck's just pulled up the driveway. So I'm going to go because I'm going to keep him very happy today. He's going to be an excited boy after school. So I better go and catch the delivery guy. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful to you, give you a few ideas, and I will see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Okay, bye.